A basketball movie with no basketball in it. That's a first. This is the review. I want to say thank you. I just became a Press Pass contributor to Netflix. They sent me this movie that's premiering on my birthday, no less. Let's sing Happy Birthday to Me. Thank you. February the 8th, there will be a new movie coming out on Netflix called High Flying Bird. Okay, what is High Flying Bird? Let's read the synopsis real fast. A sports agent pitches a controversial business opportunity to a rookie basketball player during a lockout. This sports agent is played by Andre Holland. Now, I'm sorry. The release is February the 8th. It says the initial release was January 27th, but I guess it's gonna. That was probably a theatrical release for for the purposes of Oscar opportunities, right? Since cleaning up on Rome. A basketball movie with no. Okay, spoiler alert, guys. If you see this movie, very, 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 very good movie. It reminded me a lot of like a Jerry Maguire kind of thing. I was looking for a moment where he was going to be like, "Help me, help you," and show me the money kind of a situation. But this was from a take of a real down to earth agent who really cares about the game, cares about making sure that the people that he's working for and for the culture to really progress and move forward. This person was a forward thinker, a soothsayer. He has a reputation of knowing like a chess player, like 10, 20 steps down the road. This guy had the ending of this figured out before the movie even began. That's where this character was. Is ahead of everybody, probably even ahead of the writer, right? That's what made him likable. And I think Andre played this character very well. So he from the get-go, he had me like, I'm sitting in bed, I'm watching this movie, I'm like, okay, let's check this out. And everything he said, every time he was speaking, I was always engaged. He always had me. He just had me. I don't know what it was. It was just like, this guy knows how to talk. And this guy can probably put some Dr. Seuss on and some green eggs and ham. And I'm like, tell me more about that green egg and that. Tell me more about that. This guy, when he speaks, people listen. This guy commands the room. That's what you call it. His man commands the room. And I love the dynamic between him and his assistant. The reputation that preceded him. She was like, from the very beginning, I wanted to work with you from day one. And I had a feeling that maybe there was going to be some kind of a love connection. Spoiler alert, there is not a love connection between the Andre character and Zazie Beetz' character, but yeah, you might get a little something there going on, right? But I'm a huge fan of her ever since Deadpool 2, and I want to see her succeed. I want to see more of her, and she brings every character in this for the purposes of what's going on. So what's going on? There's a basketball strike, right? And that's what I meant when I said before. There's like, hey, spoiler alerts, guys. There's no basketball being played in this movie. There's a dribble here. Somebody takes a shot there. It's a couple of drills. But the movie tells you right from the beginning, there is a lockout. There's a strike that happened a couple of years ago in real life, right? But there is no basketball being played. And I'm telling you, there is no basketball being played. This is like the first basketball-driven movie. They have a basketball logo on the damn poster. There's no basketball being played in this movie. That was a first. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it made sense since there was a lockout, right? It just goes to the story. There was a lot of talk, a lot of news in the background, reports going on, breaking news here. We're going to get this thing over. We're going to make a deal. The players are mad. The owners are mad. We want our money. So do we. All this stuff was going on. And the whole time, Andre, his character is just moving these pieces along. I love to see a mastermind. I love a movie like that where you don't get let in on his brilliant plan until it's unwoven, till that string is pulled off at the very, very end. What was the runtime for this? Let me see if I can find it. I can't see it. I think it was around 2 hours or an hour, like between an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. And it was gripped. I was gripped, and it was gripping to the whole thing. I felt like, I'm like, wow, man, this is something that you think about. This is what it reminded me of, this whole situation with like NCAA, how with the video games and all that stuff that they're making hand over fist, and the students cannot make money off of that because, they're students, right? They can't profit off of these things, but you get to profit off of their image. They signed up to play football in a school, and you decide to take their picture, animate it, put that in a video game, and make billions of dollars. And now you got bigger stadiums. There's more controversy in the sport, and people are just getting paid. People are skimming off the top. People are robbing people right in your face, and you can't do, and it's all legal. And these are the things that his character is trying to expose, break down. Even in basketball, what they do to rookies, how people can come up. There's no training. You don't teach these kids how to budget, manage money and stuff. You don't do this stuff in high school. We teach people that the lifestyles of the rich and the famous is what the American dream is what everybody should achieve for. But what happens when you get it? What happens when you get it? You got new money. You don't have no class. You don't know what you're doing. You go out there. You can make a bunch of mistakes. And you learn after you've lost a huge portion of your money. And maybe it's too late. Maybe it's not. Some people are lucky to land on their feet. Some people are not so fortunate. And that's what this movie exposes a lot. And I really appreciate it. The fact that it tackled that subject. Runtime is an hour and 30 minutes. I just saw it. And for the whole thing, you were compelled to, you really wanted to know how this was going to be pulled off. Something was going to give. And I think that this is a message that needs to be told, especially to a lot of, I had a family member who played in football, and he was smart. He made sure that with the whole thing that with concussions and things like that, you take care of yourself. So he wanted to be there for his family. So when he knew that his time was up, he didn't try to force it just for the money. He said, you know what, this is it. I'm gonna just take care of my family. And he's doing great. He's in great health. And that's what it's all about. Maybe your body and your mind and your heart can last, in this forever. But maybe you'll constantly be living paycheck to paycheck, and you're being screwed over because you're not being given the due that you owe. Putting all your blood, sweat, and tears, and you got these executives up there that just control the whole universe, and just walk. They're not putting their bodies on the line. They're just signing checks and just moving on and taking it all, taking the lion's share of it. It exposes a lot of this stuff and what's fair and this inequality thing. There's a lot of hidden messages in there. I can already sense there's a critic out there that wants to talk about how there's a liberal agenda for socialism and all that stuff. So these people still need to be taken care of. They're putting out there, just because they're athletes and just because they're rich or whatever you feel about them doesn't mean that they shouldn't be taken care of, that they don't have an opinion. Because you become a football player, basketball player, whatever, and you're trying to use your platform to force your agenda on me. Well, they're still Americans, they're still citizens, they still have rights. And the people need to be taken care of. Then they need to be heard too. Just because they're working in this big, just shut up and dribble the damn ball. That's not fair. Okay, they got to breathe and eat and take care of their family and all this stuff that we do too. Just because their jeans are more expensive, their house is bigger, and the food that they eat is probably way healthier, and they got a lot more of it. You know what, screw them. Maybe they don't need nothing. But you know what? I'll just say, hey, I appreciate Netflix for letting me check this movie out. I can't wait to get the next one. It was great. I had a great time with it. I think you'll enjoy it. It reminds me a lot of like I said, it's a Jerry Maguire kind of a thing, but more of a serious, very serious tone, because it wasn't all over the place with a bunch of athletes. Everything was locked down. And that's when you felt that from the very beginning. Things were locked down, and it was a need for this movie to try to get things back in motion again, get things in gear. And the story behind Andre's character was trying to get everything going again, and he got it going. And when the going got tough, he got going. I had to say that. So I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it shows the strength of a man, especially a black man, that if he puts his mind to it, if he knows the playing field, and he knows that he can just look around and just and know the moves before they even made, that you can accomplish anything. It was very uplifting in a lot of ways. I see why it has a 100% at Rotten Tomatoes. There's some mixed reviews on IMDb and things like that, Metacritic and whatnot, but hey, there's still that. I don't know, where is this gonna go as far as like next year's Oscars and things like that? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know about the buzz around it too much, where I'm hearing too many people go crazy over it. Let's find out after my birthday. Happy birthday. After that, let me know what you guys think after you see it. Tell me what you guys thought about it. As always, hey, yes, put it in the box and just always keep talking about it. I'll leave you with a couple of questions. Hey, did you see it? That's question number one. Tell me yes. And after you see it, do you think this is a movie that's going to be like an innovative thing that's going to change anything as far as your mindset or what you think about basketball, behind the scenes stuff, especially with these young players? What do you think about that? Let me know, and let's keep talking, guys. Hey, I appreciate your time. It's time for me to go. Remember? Happy birthday. Till next time, guys. To me. Whoa, hey, before I forget, I'm not even wearing the same clothes. Doesn't even matter. Movie magic. Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. Like if you like, share if you care, comment for a compliment, subscribe to the tribe, and if you want to know more about how you can send me a message and be a part of We Got Your Mail, that's coming up right here. Check this out.